Hello, and I'm back, and today the Rain World grind continues. This is actually part 2 of 2 videos that tell the story of how this game took over my life, so if you haven't seen that one, I recommend you watch it first. Link in the description. It provides a lot of context, but like, you can just not watch it, I guess. I don't know, I'm not your mom. Anyways, enjoy part 2. So I continued my journey in hopes of finding the grumpiest iterator, 5 Pebbles. I entered Shaded Citadel not very optimistically because I heard a lot of bad stuff about this area, but it really wasn't that bad. I just followed the Overseer. Also, the community named this thing Iggy. Very cute. If you just let it lead you, you won't see a good chunk of Shaded, so my trip through it was not too bad. Maybe I just got lucky. The spiders aren't great though. I didn't think they were creepy, they were just kinda in the way. I later explored some more of it, and it also wasn't the worst. Well, once I got a lantern. So 5 out of 10. I was very optimistic when I entered Memory Crypts. I saw the Miros birds and I was immediately mesmerized. These biomechanical birds are terrifyingly fast, make the scariest noise, and I just love them. But I did not love this area at all after a while. The first few tries were fun and full of hope and enthusiasm, but I soon learned how tedious this was. I tried time and time again, but could not progress at all. I was getting better and discovering more ground every few tries, but there was just no end to it. And in my defense, this part of the map is really long and has no shelters in it. There's also this one stupid ledge that 1 and sometimes 2 or even 3 birds would get stuck on, and it would make it next to impossible to progress. I'm pretty sure this is a common problem, so at least I'm not alone. I still love these birds though, my favorite nightmare fuel. The flashbangs are very useful too. When you throw them, the birds will be blinded for a bit, allowing you to either run away or hide. It's better to hide because they can actually see you from a whole screen away. I didn't know this before, but now I realize when you hear the birds, they aren't just running around for fun. They are running towards you. Oh god. So I spent days on this. Probably the longest I've spent on a single checkpoint. It basically ate my soul. It legitimately infuriated me. And don't even get me started on wall jumping. I hate this mechanic because I'm so bad at it. And even after finishing the game, I still struggle with this. I would have saved myself from at least 10 tries if I could just do it properly. And you know the worst part? At one point, a while after in the game, I went back through Memory Crypts and passed it in a single try, and it wasn't even close. It took me only 8 freaking minutes. I mean, really? Oh, clearly a skill issue. Anyways, the area is nice looking, very dark but atmospheric. If I were to rate it before I went back, it would probably get like a 2 out of 10, but now I just think the whole situation is tragically funny, so it gets a whopping 8 out of 10. Would visit again. And now we unfortunately have a big gap in the recorded content. So I wasn't home for 2 weeks, and I still did play the game, but the laptop I was on couldn't record it properly. Maybe I'll eventually do a multiple part playthrough of the game on normal mode. Then I would of course pass through all of these areas that I didn't record, and you would be able to see it. No promises, but I guess it is something that I would like to do. Yeah, now that I've had some more time to think about it, I did decide I'll be doing a full playthrough of Survivor in Rain World. This is a great game and I need more, so stay tuned for that. I guess we'll see if I've gotten at least decent at the game. Anyways, this means that the list of things that weren't recorded is most of my Memory Crypts attempts. I honestly ain't gonna cry over that. Basically everything involving 5 Pebbles. aka we have the leg, this was the worst area, 2 out of 10. Then there's Underhang, annoying but visually interesting and also somewhat engaging, so 4 out of 10. And 5 Pebbles, not too fun to traverse, but the vibes were immaculate, and Pebbles is such a fun character, 6 out of 10. There's also some lore I need to go through for context, but for the sake of time, I'll try to keep it short. This world isn't like ours. In it, one can't normally die, and you live in cycles. The only way to disappear is to ascend by swimming in the Void Sea, which Pebbles basically instructs you to go to if you want to break the cycle, so that becomes your objective. Back to stuff I recorded. Second half of the wall, there ain't much to say. I didn't really love it. It was a bit tedious and challenging in a completely luck-based way. You just need to wait for a cycle when the lizards aren't in your way, 3 out of 10. Chimney canopy. The upper parts are kind of tricky, but that's not a bad thing. The down parts though, they were so much fun. Fighting alongside scavengers, I died so many times, but who cares? It was great. So many lizards, so much chaos, lovely. It's not the biggest place, but it did take me a while to explore all of it, and I had a lot of fun with that. At the moment, I would say this is the area I enjoyed the most. I don't know if that's controversial, but 9 out of 10. Next, industrial complex. I didn't see that much of it, unfortunately, but what I did see was great. I was enjoying myself exploring and stuff. I did debate staying longer, but I really wanted to progress, so I continued. We'll definitely visit again though, 7 out of 10. Entering Skylands, I was amazed at the design of the place. Absolutely gorgeous, but not very inviting. I basically speedran dying a whole bunch of times. It wasn't fun at all. The fact that you're in the sky means falling off is dead and makes running away from hostile stuff real tricky. I just wanted to leave as soon as possible. I didn't enjoy it at all, but it is pretty, so 3 out of 10. Farm race was surprisingly fine. I heard so much negative stuff about it. I was aware how many people hate the area, mostly because of the reindeer, and yes, that is 2 separate words. It's not reindeer, it is reindeer, because it's rain world. I love that. These Kulkin creatures are required to pass through the area because there are multiple big plains of worm grass, aka grass that eats you. You can't even touch grass in this game, I mean really. Basically, the deer can pass through it no problem, and you gotta hitch a ride. So you need to find spore puffs, some kind of plant the deer like, and if you throw it against the wall, it will attract one. You will hear this very interesting screech. And if you place another spore puff on the ground when they come, they sit down and eat it. God, these things are so cute. They go into loaf mode. It's amazing! Anyways, you need to climb onto their antlers, and that's how you get a ride. Your own Rain World taxi service. Just brilliant. But this whole thing is often a problem for people because the deer sometimes glitch out and get stuck. You can't progress in the area without them, so naturally people are pissed. But luck was on my side, I guess. Every deer worked just as intended, and it was nice interacting with them. The animations for them are also so mesmerizing to look at. I really do like these long-legged balls of fur. The area overall was also interesting. Visually, one of the nicest. Gameplay-wise, not too harsh. I enjoyed passing through it, so it gets a 7 out of 10. Then you enter Subterranean by jumping off a cliff. Kinda cool, to be honest. It's an interesting idea. Now the entrance is nice, but the rest wasn't that much fun. The area looks cool, but that's about all it has going for it. Mostly I just found it to be tedious. The atmosphere just didn't really land for me, and there are a lot of enemies. I don't like the bigger centipedes because they just feel luck-based. This one room is filled with them, and if you get too close to one, it kills you, but sometimes they just chill right where you need to go. The only creature I enjoyed were the black lizards because they're not the hardest to fight, so good practice, I guess. I don't know, I didn't really like it for some reason. I still can't pinpoint what's wrong, but I just didn't really enjoy it, so it's 4 out of 10. Filtration System is really a very short area, but it's fine, so not much to say, I guess 5 out of 10, just neutral. The depth, though, is a whole another story. An easy 8 out of 10. This is the last area in the game, so for me it holds a lot more significance than most. There are no threats, no rain, you just go forward. And that might sound boring, but it's not. The atmosphere is just perfect as you slowly descend deeper and the gravity begins to loosen and everything around you becomes distorted. Beautiful music plays and eventually it stops, leaving you in almost complete silence. It feels so empty yet so inviting. And eventually you come across the Void Sea. You jump in and start swimming. It takes a while before you encounter a void worm. Do not ask me what this thing is, I do not know. It helps you descend further. Now you're supposed to follow the light, and I didn't realize that, but I did know this ending takes a long time, so I kept going. Eventually I started to panic because it has been more than 30 minutes and nothing was happening, so I googled it, found the light, and swam towards it. Then you get this cutscene. I'm so glad Mom gets a happy ending. It felt so weird actually finishing the game. I've fallen in love with it and will play it a lot more. Truly a work of art. I was expecting to like Rainworld, but to like it this much, no matter how much it frustrated me, mostly drainage and memory crypts, it always made me come back to it time and time again. It's addicting. I also forgot to mention, in the ending you swim with a bunch of slug cats, and my best guess is these are your previous lives. There were so many of them, so it would make sense. I've died a lot. Also, the comments on the first video were so kind and genuine. People were giving me so much advice, welcoming me into the community and whatever the hell these comments are. I will continue to play this game on my channel, and I want to keep this level of quality and hopefully entertainment. So it'll be fun to try out Survivor, and maybe also the DLC in the future. I certainly hope so. Anyways, that will be pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.